Wait, hold on! I do not wish to fight you!
Man, this guy is so lucky to be fighting Thorfinn in Season 2. Because the Thorfinn I knew... The best fight scene in anime is not a fight. It's a beatdown where our protagonist has to endure 100 punches. And when you watch this, a part of you wants Thorfinn to fight back. He's fully capable of beating this guy with one hand behind his back. But at the same time, a part of you can't help but feel awe and appreciation for his choice. Because it's the scene of a man living out the very philosophy he rejected his whole life. To feel the full weight of this, let me remind you of how this all started. Thorfinn is a little kid in Iceland who idolizes warriors. Also, his dad's a freaking legend in this village, the Troll of Jarl. He's also the one man that doesn't like war. He tells Thorfinn that he doesn't have any enemies.
You don't have enemies. The truth is that nobody has them. Nobody in this entire world deserves to get hurt.
And Thorfinn thinks this is stupid, but who can blame him? When we're young, we don't want this peacemaker nonsense. We want action and physical strength and violence. Thorfinn wanted to see battle so much that he sneaks onto the battleship. Soon after, we understand the cost of Thor's philosophy. Even if Thors doesn't want to kill anyone, it doesn't work the other way around. Askeladd's crew ambushes them, but Thors is so strong that he solos an entire ship without killing a single person. And he even beats Askeladd in a fair duel, where if he won, they were supposed to be let go. It should have been over when Thors won the duel, but Askeladd doesn't honor the terms of a duel. When Bjorn puts a knife to Thorfinn's throat, Thors drops his sword. He gives up all the leverage that he had, willingly, and they kill him for it, right in front of Thorfinn. This pretty much scars Thorfinn, and changes the trajectory of his life. He's filled with a mix of emotions: confusion on why his dad threw away his sword, anger at Askeladd for being a cheat, and anger at himself for being weak. Seeing his father taken away from him through such underhanded methods, Thorfinn swears on revenge. He builds and lives his life around this one thing: kill Askeladd in an honorable duel. Askeladd sees this as an opportunity. He's not just going to give Thorfinn a free duel anytime. So he gives Thorfinn a deal. If Thorfinn joins his crew and proves himself in battle, he'll have his chance at a duel. And Thorfinn is so blind and caught up in this idea of revenge that he doesn't even care he's helping the very crew that killed his father. Every battle, every kill, it was for the duel. Thorfinn gets his chances, and at some point, he's definitely stronger than Askeladd, but he still loses because of his lack of emotional control. And eventually, Askeladd dies before Thorfinn can enact his revenge. Thorfinn never gets a resolution to the thing he built his life around, leaving us with this absolute banger of a scene to end off Season 1. Wow, even rewatching this gave me hecka goosebumps. Oh my. This breaks Thorfinn. We fast forward to him as a slave on Ketil's farm, and he looks visibly different. He looks like a bum. He lost his purpose. It's not like he has a reason to live anymore because he's a bum. Sorry, I'm ruining my own video. Okay, back to the video. His whole life was about revenge. He seems empty now, but this emptiness gets filled back up when he starts farming and he meets Einar. For once, in Thorfinn's life, he has a friend. And he's also doing something that builds instead of destroys. Then comes the dream, where Thorfinn sees everyone that he's killed dragging him down into the dark. And ironically, it's Askeladd in his dream telling him to not forget the people he killed, but to also forgive himself. This is when Thorfinn has an epiphany. He realizes that all these people he's killed, he doesn't even know their names. None of them were supposed to be his enemies. He just killed them in pursuit of revenge. So he makes a promise to Einar. He's never gonna resort to killing again. And this is such a pivotal moment for Thorfinn, because after all these years, it's the first time he truly understood what his father meant when he said that he had no enemies. And soon after, we get to see how he's going to live this out. King Canute is taking over Ketil's farm. Thorfinn decides that the best course of action is to negotiate with him instead of fighting back, convince him to let the farm go. But right now, Thorfinn's a slave. A slave talking to a king like that just makes no sense. And that's exactly why he gets stopped by a group of soldiers. They mock him and they beat him, but Thorfinn refuses to raise his fist. When he realized that some of the soldiers were making a bet on how many hits he could take, he decides to join in. He wagers that he will be able to withstand 100 hits without dying or retaliating. This is it. This is the test. This is the moment we finally get to close the loop that began with his father telling him that he has no enemies.
90! 100!
And as Drought lands his final punch and affirms that Thorfinn is a true warrior, the best fight scene in anime comes to an end. There is just so much to learn from this character arc. It shatters our preconceived notion of what being strong is, what being cool is, and the change in this character inspires us so much because we got to see his violent upbringing in Season 1. To see him mature as a warrior, not through more violence, but through peace, now that is growth. At its root, violence, mockery, insults, they're all things that tear other people down. Vinland Saga shows us that true fulfillment comes from bringing others up. So how are you going to respond to the next negative thing in your life?